What's going on, guys? Dion from CRS Management. Turo businesses fail for a ton of reasons, and today I'm going to list out 5 reasons why they do in order to make sure that you don't do them. As a quick disclaimer, nothing in this video should be considered as financial advice, and you should always check with your CPA and do your own personal research to figure out what route is best for you and your business endeavors. Now back to the video. So hopping right into reason number 1, we've got not taking good trip photos. So, time and time again, I hear stories on Facebook, on YouTube, on all different platforms, people, complaining about Turo's insurance claims and not being covered. And really, it all comes down to the photos that you take. So you need to make sure that you take really good pre-trip photos, and then after your trip, you need to make sure to inspect the vehicle. And if you find damage, you need to take really good photos of the damage. That includes getting a tape measure and putting it next to the damage to be able to show the claims support agent how big the damage is, because that's going to factor into how much money they're going to pay out for the damage. So definitely make sure to take those trip photos. Personally, we take like over 100 photos of our car every single rental, and I definitely recommend that. Just getting every inch of your car so that in the event that it is damaged, you can get yourself covered and you won't have to pay out of pocket. So that is reason number 1. Moving into our second reason, we've got performing gray market transactions. So this is going to be, accepting cash for extending a rental, accepting cash for reimbursements like gas, or, if somebody smokes in your car, accepting that. If somebody wants the car delivered, accepting cash for that. Really, it's just accepting cash for anything outside of a few exceptions. So here on the Turo page, we've got all of the things you cannot accept cash for. So additional usage and late fees, delivery, extras, deposits, reimbursements for incidentals, trip costs, trip extensions, and vehicle protections. So none of this you should ever accept cash for. It's definitely something that I would not recommend. You can definitely get kicked off the platform for it. So, if you don't want your Turo business to be in jeopardy, definitely don't accept cash for those. They do have a few exceptions. So here under exceptions, they've got guest payment to a host for a damaged extra. So, if you rent out car seats and somebody damages your car seat, maybe their child rips it apart, you can accept cash for that. They also have host cash payment or reimbursement to a guest for paid parking at a delivery location. So if you drop off the car at the airport and they have to pay a couple dollars to get out, you can reimburse them with cash, Venmo, however you want to get it done, to pay for that parking. Next, we have guest payment to a host for claims damage resolved outside of Turo. So as you may know, when a renter damages your vehicle, you can go through Turo or you can go through the renter. In most cases, I go through the renter because Turo actually takes account of how many claims you have, and they may end up calling you and letting you know, hey, you've got too many claims and we're gonna have to put you strictly on the 90 plan. They might even kick you off the platform if you continue to have claims at an excess amount. So I always recommend going through the guest if you can. And right here, it says that is an exception that you can accept cash for. And the last reason seen here is payments to commercial hosts, but this is actually pretty outdated on the Turo website. Commercial hosts are not really a thing, at least under the eyes of Turo anymore, so this is not something that they would accept. And at the very bottom, it says participating in gray market transactions will void your protection plan. So if any damage happens and they see that you accepted cash for a delivery, accepted cash for an extension, something like that, they are not going to cover you, even if you have the pictures. So definitely don't do that. Next, it says that includes protection for accidents, damage claims, roadside assistance, and any support we might provide in usual circumstances. When you accept payments outside of Turo, it limits our ability to monitor payments, assist in disputes, and in some situations, voids our ability to complete a transaction on your behalf. So really, the basis of this is do not participate in gray market deals. You run the risk of getting kicked off the Turo platform, losing your entire business. And if you have cars that you finance, you kind of need Turo to be able to pay off those loans, because if you don't have Turo, how are you going to be able to make, thousands of dollars to be able to pay for these cars? So I would definitely recommend not jeopardizing your Turo account and just not partaking in gray market deals, no matter what the case is, no matter how much money they're offering you. It's just not worth it. The next reason that we've got is not understanding that Turo is not a passive business. Some people preach it as a passive side hustle, a semi-passive side hustle. I can assure you that none of that is true, especially at the higher end of hosting. So when you have 10, 15, 20, 50, or 100 cars on the platform, it's definitely not something that's passive. Maybe when you have one car on the platform and you only have to clean it once or twice a week, I can understand how it might seem like something that's passive. But like I said, once you get those car numbers up, you're up to 10 or 20, it just becomes something that is definitely what we call earned income. So earned income is when you trade your time for money directly. So that's when you're working in the business day to day, all the time, trading your time for money. As opposed to passive income when you get to basically make money when you sleep. That's more so, long-term rentals. So maybe you have one vehicle and you rent it out and the guy's gonna have it for a year. Sure, that's something that I would call passive income. But your day-to-day, daily rentals, 3-day rentals, weekly rentals, if you've got a bunch of cars, that's definitely gonna be more so on the earned income side of things, unless you pay somebody to take over your business. There are ways of doing that. So, paying somebody to clean your cars and drop off your cars, take photos, do the whole check-in, do the whole checkout, delivery, all of that. People do pay people to do that. So that is one way that you could make Turo more of a passive income stream. But for most people, Turo is going to definitely be earned income. So just keep that in mind. If you think that it's passive and you plan on doing all the work, you're probably gonna end up spending more time than you thought you would. And you definitely have to understand the time commitment, or else it might not work out in the end for you. So the next reason that we've got is poor service. So here we can see that they do give performance warnings. If you start to have a bunch of rentals that are 3 stars, 2 stars, 1 stars, and your 5-star rating percentage starts to dip below 80%, they're actually gonna send you a message or an email, and they're gonna tell you, hey, you need to get your performance up. You run the risk of getting banned off of the platform, and that's exactly what it says here, that they track host performance. And if you do fall below standards, you are subject to removal from the marketplace. Your car, all of your cars, are gonna get kicked off of the platform. I do know somebody personally that has had this happen to them. They just had a string of bad luck where, they had super picky renters. They got maybe a 4-star, a 4-star, a 4-star. For us, you think 4-star should be a good rental. They basically enjoyed the rental, maybe with one thing that went wrong. But in the eyes of Turo, a 4-star rental is a bad rental. So you gotta make sure that you're getting those 5-star rentals, nothing less. And basically, if you don't get enough and you start to fall below that 80%, they are going to kick you off the platform and you are going to be out of luck. You're gonna have to take care of your cars yourself, and you're gonna have to figure out, how you're gonna sell them or what you're gonna do with them, because that will all be on you. So keep that in mind. That's something that's super important here in this business, is actually, keeping your performance up. And the last reason that I've got for you guys today is not understanding what cars do well in certain markets. So some markets will demand a higher luxury type of vehicle. These are places like Las Vegas, Los Angeles, Miami, places that are, people are going there to have a good time. Those places can have luxury vehicles do really well, even exotic vehicles do really well. But then there are other places, maybe in the middle of nowhere, where people just need an economy car. They're there for business because their business has them flying out to the middle of nowhere to, try to expand the business or something like that. And they just need a vehicle to get around. They're not looking for anything fancy. They just need something simple. So in these markets, it's gonna gear more towards the economy cars. Any luxury vehicles that you're purchasing, let's say that you're buying like, a Corvette C8 in the middle of nowhere, it might not rent out all the time. Maybe it won't rent out at all because people just aren't interested in that kind of vehicle in that location. So if you are going into Turo and you're not in the right market for a luxury vehicle, people go into Turo trying to buy their dream car and to be able to offset some of the cost. In some places that'll work, in some places it won't. So just knowing what your market demands and having a vehicle that is going to suit your market is definitely important in order to keep your business up and running and not have it fail. So definitely keep that in mind as well as you are going and looking for cars to start your Turo business or to expand your fleet. And with that being said, we've come to the end of the video. I hope that you guys have enjoyed. I hope that you're able to take some of this information and put it into practice in your Turo fleet so that your business definitely doesn't fail. And if you're interested in more Turo content coming soon, please make sure to leave a like on the video and make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to be notified of future content that is uploaded. I do have a ton of ideas coming soon, and so I hope to share that with you. But until then, I want to thank you again for watching the video. I do truly appreciate you being here, and I hope that you have a great day. Take care. Peace.